Good morning and welcome to Cawfeetawk. I saw Pitch Perfect 2 last night. I love Fat Amy. That's all I can say. Anna Kendrick might be my girl crush. She's the cutest thing ever. I don't know. I still think I like the first one better, but the second one is great. So if you're into Pitch Perfect, I think you'll love it. I want to talk to you guys about something about ego versus heartache. This can happen with anything. You remember when I was talking to you from the lobby of my hotel last week about how I didn't even really want the opportunity, but once it was taken away from me, it hurt so bad? Ego. How about in love? In love and in friendship, when we meet somebody and things are going along swimmingly, everything is nice, everything is fine, and it's not love, but it's nice, you're having a good time, and that person comes to you and says, I'm going to go back to my ex, we're going to try it again. And you cry and you're hurt and you feel all of these emotions. But at the end of the day, is it love? No. Did you enjoy spending time together? Yes. But most often, what that is your ego. It's your ego going, hey, whoa, don't take that lying down. You were giving of yourself. You spoke to this person. You went on a few dates. You answered questions about yourself. Don't just take that lying down. Why should he just walk away from you and go try his chances at love with someone from his past? No. That's your ego. That's not your heart. A lot of times we don't want to admit when it's our ego, but this is just another way that we hurt ourselves over and over. We get into that, we fall into that victim game of I don't want to be alone. Why is this always happening to me? And 9 times out of 10, that's your ego. Your ego's going, whoa, red flag, we're not in a relationship. This could be bad for us. The truth is this. If you are not in love with somebody, or if you are, but have already made the decision that they are not right for you, and you know they're not right for you, and then they move on, and you get hurt, that is your ego. That is not your heart. The ego is very good at sort of, what's the word? Like masterminding itself as other things. And it's also very hard to admit when our egos are hurt, right? It's a lot easier to say you're heartbroken because being heartbroken gains sympathy. Saying your ego is bruised, people are like, dude, get over it. So you want to almost mask it as heartache. But what it does to you is it confuses your sensors. Remember, we've talked about intuition. We've talked about emotional sensors. They're there to protect us. When we constantly try to convince ourselves that what we're feeling is heartache or that feeling of being heartbroken, when really it's not, it's ego, we confuse our sensors. They get off balance and then they don't know what's real heartache and what's not. And then we become oversensitive and everything hurts us and anything anyone does in a relationship is wrong. And we get all like off balance. I know that it's not easy to admit that it's ego. I just did it in front of 75,000 of you a week ago. I didn't want that job. I didn't want that opportunity. But I didn't want them to be the ones to decide it wasn't right for me. Much in the way that many of us in relationships do the same thing. We know that person is not our lobster. We know they're not our forever. We know it's not love. We may not even really be invested, in the relationship, in the friendship, whatever it is. But we don't want them to be the ones to pull the plug. We don't want them to be the ones to walk away because it hurts our ego. The same thing in friendship. When I was ending a friendship, I was listening to the reasons that I was ending the relationship. Truth is, the relationship wasn't serving me anymore. The friendship was not serving me anymore, and it needed to end. But the issues that I had at the end with the relationship, because I stayed so long past the expiration date in the friendship, the actual heartache was long gone. Now what I was dealing with was ego. Why does she make time for everybody else? Why does she go on vacation with this one? Why is that person more valuable to her than I am? Blah, blah, blah. All superficial, ego-driven complaints. At one point, I was sincerely heartbroken in that relationship, but I continued to stay friends with her and subject myself to all of the things that weren't working for me. So the heartache, eventually my heart hardened to it, and then it was my ego took over. And that's the worst thing, because then people don't necessarily truly understand why you're leaving. The last thing I want to say to you about deciphering between heartache and ego in any situation, friendship, love, professional, whatever it is, you don't want to be the girl or guy who cries heartache all the time. You don't want to be the one that's always heartbroken, because not only are you confusing your own sensors, but you're confusing the ones around you who want to rescue you and want to come to your aid and want to support you and be there for you. It's like you can't believe that somebody can be heartbroken 50 times in 6 months. It's like, are you really heartbroken? Because I was just here last week when you were heartbroken, and it's hard to know. So if you be honest with yourself about whether you didn't get a job or lost a friend, walked away from a friend, lost a friend, a relationship you were in for a few months or even a year, whatever it was, if it's true heartache, if you are truly heartbroken, this coffee talk is not about you. I am talking to the people who are having a hard time deciphering, or at least being honest about whether it's their ego. If you're telling your friends you don't really want to be with him anyway, and he just won't leave me alone, he just is all over me. I mean, he's just texting me and calling me. This is now ego chiming in. You want people around you to go, see, I'm worthy. Someone's pursuing me. Look how hard he's working, even though you don't want him. And then when he stops because you don't want him, you get hurt. You're heartbroken. But I was going to try to make it work. No, that's your ego. And I know it hurts, and I know it angers you to hear me say it, but it is your ego, not your heart. And it's okay, because that's still difficult to deal with. But there is a difference between being heartbroken and having your ego bruised. I just think you'll save yourself a lot of tears, fake and real, if you learn the difference. All right, it's Monday. Everybody get out there. Have a great day today. I love you.